Selwyn, 117, it's the value of Selwyn. And 26 seems to be coming up over and over again, it's the value of God. God. And we did have 140 here, which is Bad Mirror Boy. And that fits to what I've been working out. I've been working out, getting fit. 1144. Imelda is 44. I was thinking Imelda would be another bad hurricane in the Atlantic, but I've changed my mind. I was talking about Gabrielle for a long time. Gabrielle, an angel. So a name that seems good, but it's actually bad. That is true, but it's not Gabrielle. Gabrielle is a hurricane though, or a tropical storm, I should say. Steamboat Geezer. I think something's going to happen with Steamboat Geezer too. I can't say next Thursday, because it's now Sunday, so I have to say this Thursday. This Thursday is the 12th. I just noticed the 26th is a Thursday as well. Thursday the 12th is this Thursday. Okay, so Steamboat Geezer is in Wyoming, so it's 16 hours difference to where I live. The last eruption was on Tuesday, 3rd of September. So the triplet sign, 3. Triplet, Trinity. 3 persons of God. Triangle, identical triplets. Holy Spirit, well, they say prophecy is a gift of the Holy Spirit, but I came out and said I'm gay, so I don't know if the Holy Spirit's going to use me as a vessel, a channel, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Tuesday the 20th of August, Tuesday the 20th of August, Tuesday the 27th of August, and Tuesday the 3rd of September. The last 3 eruptions of Steamboat Geezer, 3 Tuesdays in a row. So maybe the Holy Spirit is talking through Steamboat Geezer. Maybe. Well, they say prophecy is a gift of the Holy Spirit, right? So that's what they say. Who am I to argue? There's no rain to look at, I don't think. Although the cold fronts are coming across southern Australia. I just like to establish where I am in time when I'm talking about the future, because it's good for you to know where I was like in time. Doesn't really matter where I am geographically, but if you need to know, I'm near Canberra, which is here. And there's no rain near here, but I'm just looking where's there something to look at on the radar, because when you look at the radar you can see exactly what the time and date is. It's the 8th of the 9th, 2019. Or the 9th of the 8th as the Americans write today's date. 9889. I did make a comment about today because it's the 8th. And that's Jake's life path number, 8. And the whole thing about the name that seems like a good name, but it's actually not a good name, in the case of the storm, was not Gabrielle. But it's a name that's even more meaningful when you look at it that way. A name that seems good, is good, it's a good name, it's the name of a good person, but it's actually the name of a bad storm. So opposites reflect in the mirror. A mirror image is opposite, it's back to front. Even identical twins, one's right-handed, the other one tends to be left-handed. So 8-9, today is Sunday, it's the 8th of the 9th. The word abduction equals 89, abduction. Jake was the victim of an abduction. 8-9, abduction. And you know, it's funny, it's kind of weird. It's not funny. It's kind of weird that Jake's own dad was briefly regarded as a suspect. As usually happens when a kid is abducted, the police look at the family, right, first. And eventually, well, pretty quickly he was cleared, but it took 27 years for Jake's case to be solved. 27 years. A clue from Steamboat Geezer. Cain, C-A-N-E, Hurricane is 23. Now, like I said, a person who's good, but it's the name of a bad hurricane. Horror-cane. It's the name of Jake's dad. It's as close and personal to Jake as you can get. It's the name of his dad, the person who he was closest to, one of the people he was closest to, his parent, his mum and his dad. It's sort of making sense now. This idea of the good name that's a bad name. It's not Gabriel, it's not the angel. Last year it was Michael. Michael was no protector, he was a demon and a destroyer. This year, we've already had Dorian. The picture of Dorian Gray. I never thought to connect Dorian to the picture of Dorian Gray. It's a poem by Oscar Wilde, and it's a movie. I've seen the movie. I never connected the name. If I'd connected the name, I might have looked at the name Dorian differently, because it's quite a dark movie. And I was kind of obsessed with a portrait of a woman who I was saying that's Gabrielle. This is Gabrielle. Bad Boy is 49, so is Sign. It's now 7:50, and that's in Wyoming, so a different time zone. Another place that's come up now for me is New York. Jake Chambers, the boy in the dark tower, the boy who has the same name as Jake, as in Jake Wetterling. So let's go to New York State. Should be 2 hours different, yeah, 9:50, Saturday, 7th of September 2019, so it's still Saturday on the east coast of the USA, Eastern Daylight Time. New York is now, it emerged from the name Jerry. Jake's dad is Jerry. So Jerry, a name I associate with New York because of Seinfeld. Simple. But also Erin. I saw Erin on a number plate the other day. Erin was a cyclone that threatened New York in 2001 at the same time that the Twin Towers were hit with the planes. Erin changed direction on the same day, Tuesday, September 11, 2001. I guess you'd say 2001. 9:51. Angelic is 51. Demon is 51. It's interesting. Dark Tower. Dark Tower equals 115. It's 11.5 in Hobart. Western Park is 142 and it's 14.2 in Adelaide. Man is 28. Although people wouldn't believe me when I said I was approached by a man when I was 13 at Western Park in Canberra. I've had people have been really nasty on that, in just refusing to believe me. A lot of people have. And it's like, I reckon that's got something to do with me being gay. Because I came out gay and then stuff came back from what happened to me when I was a kid. And there just seems to be this huge resistance to believe me. Especially among a certain type of Christian in Australia who is commonly called the conservative. I've just found just a strong reluctance to believe me. Extreme reluctance even. I would call it extreme, like just say, nah, I don't believe that. And it's like, it's the last thing you say to someone who's been the survivor of anything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you survive an encounter with a predator when you're a kid, and people turn around and say, I don't believe you, I think you're just making it up for sympathy. It's like, it's a huge blow to your ability to even trust people once they do that to you. So the connection to Jake does strike me as personal now. Personal and real, about as real as it gets. God is 26. Prophecy is a gift of the Holy Spirit, and I think there are a lot of people out there who say, well, God's not going to give that gift to a gay guy. Eruption is 118, 118, 11.8 in Canberra and Hobart. It's like twins. Eruption twins. We can catch up next Thursday at 1 p.m, but now it's this Thursday, because today is Sunday. The 8th of the 9th. The 8th of September. Abduction, 89. New York. The other place I was looking at earlier was Jacksonville. Jacksonville is in Florida. Maybe that's already happened because it was in the news quite a bit with the threat from Hurricane Dorian, but maybe there's something else that involves Jacksonville. Don't know. I've left it in there anyway. Gabrielle is 54. The name of the angel. Gabrielle. 54. Love is 54. I've experienced something from a lot of people who call themselves Christians, but they're not loving at all. And there's no empathy, no love, no understanding. Personal. Very personal. It's the name of Jake's dad. I reckon I should have got Dorian. I should have guessed Dorian as a name, but I didn't. And he was record-breaking, Category 5 destroyer of the Bahamas, Vandal of North Korea. There are going to be 2 more destructive hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin in 2019, and one of these will make landfall on the USA mainland. Jerry and Lorenzo. Lorenzo I've been talking about for ages, but Jerry's the one I never would have guessed, because I never would have gone with Jerry because it's the name of Jake's dad. It's a good name to me. And it's a good name to Jake. So there's a natural aversion to go with a name that you associate with someone who's good. But every name on every hurricane name list will eventually be a monster, a destroyer. Every name will eventually get retired unless the world ends before the name gets used, which is increasingly likely in today's world, I suppose. But otherwise, if the world doesn't end from war or climate change or something like that, then, you know, every name will get used eventually. And eventually every name will be the name of a destructive hurricane. And it will be retired. So Jerry and Lorenzo are the other 2. They're identical triplets. Identical triplets have to be the same sex. You can't have a girl in the mix, because identical twins or triplets, identical siblings, are always the same sex. So it's Dorian, Jerry, and Lorenzo. Those are the 3. And it's a warning from Archangel Gabriel. So I was wrong about Gabrielle, right? She's no destroyer in 2019. She's no killer. She's no destroyer. She's no bad girl. No, she's not. But I did notice something rather weird. See, the boy who I call the mirror boy, I say he's the mirror boy because he's the mirror boy of Jake. Jake has a mirror boy, a boy who is just like him, spiritually. He has the same personality, a lot of the same traits, probably the same sexuality, the same, I don't know, the same, I think, eagerness for sports. Artistic, creative, clever, intelligent. Just a lot of things that are similar between Jake and his mirror boy. This was at 3:31. This was posted at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, September 7, 2019. Dorian still going, and Ling Ling. Now this one's interesting because the Martin, the mirror boy of Jake, he's the boy who told me that Wetterling means weather child. And the way he explained it was, he said, well, Wetter is weather in German, and Ling, well, that has the same meaning in German as English. It means little one. So Wetterling is like little weather one, or weather child. He said Ling is like duckling. And I was like, interesting. Because Jake's dad told me the same thing. He said, I think our surname, he said, it is German. And I think it has the same meaning. Some meaning to do with weather, he said. Something to do with weather. And it does. In German, it means wetter, means weather. Wetterling, weather child. So down the bottom of this here, this article, this blog, I found something really interesting. I already knew that Gabrielle coincided with Martin's birthday, September 6th. Dakota Smith. So even the name Smith equals 69. September 6th is the 6th of the 9th. Martin's birthday, September 6th. And then we got Ling Ling right after September 6th. I guess Ling Ling must have been forming on September 6th. Must have been a hurricane, a typhoon on September 6th. I didn't notice. But that makes it even more interesting when I think about it. Ling Ling on September 6th. The boy who told me that Wetterling means weather child. Ling as in duckling. And he was 11 when he told me that. I told you he's intelligent. He was explaining to me at the age of 11 the meaning of Wetterling, using duckling as an analogy. An analogy. So could be a hurricane or a tropical storm Humberto, but that I don't think is going to be an issue. Imelda was the one I started looking at several times, but I've switched now to, because of something that happened on September 6th, I've changed my mind about Imelda and I've switched to Jerry. I had Lorenzo all along. I never got Dorian, and I never would have got Jerry, except for something that happened on September 6th. But what's weird is this. Elsewhere in the Atlantic, never say die, Tropical Storm Gabrielle is holding its own after having been reclassified as a post-tropical cyclone at 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Friday, and then reclassified as a tropical storm 6 hours later. So this happened on Friday, September 6th. Gabrielle may yet become a minimal hurricane as it traverses the central Atlantic early next week, posing no threat to land. 6 hours later, on September 6th, Gabrielle came back to life. How's that? Gee, I wonder who the mirror boy is. Gabrielle. That's what I was saying. That's why I chose the name, the G name. Gee, I wonder who the mirror boy is. Martin's birthday on September 6th. So if I click on this, I don't know what it goes to. A link, I'd assume. Here we go. It was advisory number 12. Interesting. Location was 27.3 degrees north. Jake is 27. Wow. So this is where she came back, I guess? Yeah. And that's the National Hurricane Center report on Gabrielle. This would be the same one, I guess? Ah, this is where it was taken down. This is where she died on September 6th, 5 a.m. Friday, September 6, 2019. Regeneration into a tropical storm expected to occur over the weekend. It happened 6 hours later. 6 hours on September 6th. That is weird. Very weird. I mean, cool. Very cool, considering it was on September 6th and 6 hours later. Very interesting. So that was 11 a.m. Friday, September 6, 2019. I think you should be able to read that. 11 a.m. Friday, September 6, 2019. That's where she came back. Gabrielle quickly regenerates into a tropical storm, expected to become a hurricane early next week. There we go. So a warning from Gabrielle. That's what I was saying, even though it's not Gabrielle. I guess Gabrielle is Gabrielle. Someone it's weird because someone posted me a message saying Gabrielle is a woman, a girl. And I said, so Gabrielle is Gabrielle. And I was like, wow. Speaking of weird and cool, Dorian breeze. So Dorian has the same value as breeze, like a cool breeze. Nathan breeze has the same value as triplets. We should check out what's happening. Selwyn, 117. Wow. Holy moly. There's so much here I don't even know what to say. Selwyn, 117, 11.7 in Canberra. Bad Mirror Man, 126, and it's 12.6 in Hobart. Wedge-tailed Eagle is 125 and it's 12.5 in Adelaide. I'll skip that one. 233 is Jacob Owen Wetterling, 11-year-old boy from Minnesota, the boy I've been talking about. The boy whose dad is Jerry Wetterling. And another thing, Patricia, Jake's mum, Patty. Both the name Patricia and Patty have recently been the names of storms. And Patricia is actually now known for being the most rapidly intensifying, most powerful hurricane, I think. Something like that. It was down near Mexico a couple of years ago. Hurricane Patricia rocketed up to extreme high level, high intensity, around 200 miles per hour. I think it went over 200 miles per hour. Jacob Owen Wetterling, 233. It's 23.3 degrees in Brisbane with an 11 kilometre per hour wind, and that's where they got the fires burning up in Queensland. And 147 is the value of my name, 147. 14.7 in Melbourne, and 13 kilometres per hour. I was 13 when that bad thing happened to me. Nathan was 13 too, and he was near Melbourne. That's where he died. So his bad thing was really bad, like Jake's thing was really bad. They died. They were taken from this planet by their bad thing that happened to them. 173 is the number of people who died in Black Saturday firestorms. And there's bushfires now across Australia, especially southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales. It's burning. It's raging. So, but nothing like Black Saturday. That was crazy. 173 people died. It's 17.3 degrees now in Sydney. 14.7 in Melbourne. 13-year-old me, and it was Western Park, remember? And 13-year-old Nathan. It was Kinglake West, near Melbourne. Oh, this is crazy weird. I'm just going to look at the weather map again. Already looked at it, right? Yeah. Don't know why I'm looking again. It's like, let's just keep going with this. Captive DJ Ming. So I've been saying Nathan and Jake are children of Gabriel, sons of Gabriel, boys of Gabriel, the archangel, because they're loving. Heart of gold, heart of love. The same as the DJ Ming, who is in jail in Singapore and a torture victim of the Singapore state judiciary. Captive DJ Ming, Jerry. And Jerry Wetterling is a really big advocate on human rights as well. So that's interesting. The same as Peter Gabriel, the singer, a big advocate on human rights. Someone who I've mentioned a lot recently because Gabriel. Sadist Dorian, Huracan, Bahamas, Jacksonville. I left it in there. Boys sadist is Lorenzo. DJ's triplet, sign Ling Ling. Hitting North Korea today. Duckling of Jacob. Ling Ling, Duckling of Jacob. Wetterling, Twin Martin. Mirror Boy, the Angel Boys. Martin Swain. Sexy Cambaran. Brave Slave Boy. Martin caned in jail. Sexy captive is tortured mentally. Time, Devil Boy, in jail. So time is torture when you're in jail. Time ticking away very slowly and wasted at the same time. Devil Boy in jail, tortured man, Yiming, Jerry, I've done it again. Yiming Jerry? Did I have what there? DJ Ming and Jerry is 133. And Yiming Jerry is 149. The value of Wetling and the value of Martin Swain. Jerry, Bendy Kane. So in this case, Jerry is like the bad father, or the strict enforcer, like the Singapore government judiciary. And the hurricane. Captive Yiming, Yuan, Ling Ling. Athletic Gabrielle. Athletic and resilient Gabrielle. Imelda is a captive. Imelda Lorenzo. Interesting. Imelda Lorenzo, 149. I thought Imelda and Lorenzo, and then I changed Imelda to Jerry, which I never normally would do. Huracan Dorian, triplet sign. Huracan Dorian, triplet sign, because I only have good connotations with the name Jerry. Jerry Seinfeld, funny guy, and Jerry Wetling, nice guy. Chiropractor, a healer of a kind. Volcanologist, has the same value as Jacob Wetling. And the first thing I ever connected to Jake to mentally, like by association, was the volcano in Iceland. Eyjafjallajökull, or however you say it. It's a glacier. It's a volcano. Steamboat's sign, Angelic Lady Gabrielle. The one that's happening now, the one that came back from the dead, died and came back from the dead on September 6th. Angelic Lady Gabrielle, angelic prediction about Lorenzo. Imelda, cruel Dorian, the boy is Dorian. Deviant Dorian, aberration Dorian. Huracan Jerry. So Dorian has been, still going actually, but yet to come are Jerry and Lorenzo. 197, Typhoon Ling Ling equals 197. Demon of North Korea. Singapore and the USA, Lorenzo's Bendy Kane. Former DJ Ming, Yuan. Former DJ Ming Yuan. The Angelic Prediction. Giza, we can catch up next Thursday at 1 p.m. Prediction, the Gushing Giza. Gazer. Shouldn't say Gazer, might upset God. And Steamboat Dragon Boy, Wyoming Mirror for Martin. Triplet sign of Jake. Athletic triplets. The triplet dancers. Talented ballet dancers. 3 identical dancers. Triangle inside a circle. 3 Atlantic boys. 3 named storms. Feared Hurricane Dorian. The killer hurricane. Dorian's twin demon. Lorenzo is American. Lorenzo, Dark Star. Dark Star. David Bowie. Equilateral Jerry, triangular Jerry, Demon Boy is Jerry. Not to be confused with Derry, the town that Stephen King invented in his stories. 19 and 7 is 26. But maybe Jerry as a hurricane is more like Derry, the town. It, the clown. Major Hurricane Dorian was the painful destroyer. His bad boy brothers, Jerry and Lorenzo, are yet to come. The first 3 cane strokes are the most excruciating. After that, the victim goes into shock. That's in Singapore. They don't use a bamboo cane, they use a rattan cane, soaked in water, and they swing it as hard as it's possible to swing a cane. About 160 kilometers an hour when it lands. The force is about 90 kilograms. So I call it the Cat 5 cane of Singapore. It's 12 past 12. 12:12. Now it's 12:13. 8. Jake's life path number. 8th of the 9th, 2019. No changes here. Jacob Owen Wetling. And these are reflections too, 174 and 147. Puff the Magic Dragon is 174. Actually, is it the number we had earlier? It's not. It's changed because it was 173, wasn't it? Was it? I don't know. You're telling the story. Either way, it's a reflection. 174147. Yeah, it was 173 because that's the number of people who died in Black Saturday. It's gone up 0.1 of a degree, and now it's reflecting. Puff the Magic Dragon is 174. Philip Kelly, my name, 147. Jacob Irwin Wetterling, 233. What's 184? Don't know. 125 is Wedge Eagle. Bad Mirror Man is 126. It's also Papandayan and Puntang, the names of a twin-peaked volcano up in West Java, Indonesia. Maybe something to do with that next year. And Selwyn, 117. It's also the value of the word torture, 117. So that's where we're at. There are going to be 2 more destructive major landfalling hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin in 2019. Jerry and Lorenzo. Jerry, the name I would never normally choose, because it's the name of Jake's dad. And I know he's a nice guy. I've talked to him several times. And he's a great guy. Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. I was born on a Tuesday. And 27 years without knowing what happened to his son. Without knowing what happened to Jake. That's cruel. That's too cruel. Stormboy is 127. St. Joseph is 112. It's the name of the town where Jake's from. Brat Lorenzo is 146. 11 going on 12, Jake's age. 4, 17, 41. Jake was born on the 17th. Clue is 41. Key is 41. Dream is 41. Typhoon Ling Ling is on TV. Kim Jong-un is on TV. Typhoon Ling Ling. Kim Jong-un. State of emergency in North Korea. Brat is 41. Brat. So that's weird and a cool reflection, that one. I like that one. Ling Ling is North Korea. In fact, I don't want to say this because I'm going to accidentally swear. But there's another one in Japan. And yeah. Really, I don't know much else to say. I think that's a helicopter there. Massive impacts from Dorian in the Bahamas. Well, terrifying. Horrifying. Hurricane Dorian. That's what it was. A hurricane. Steamboat Geyser. I talked enough about that lately. 10:16 in Jacksonville. It's 10:17 in Jacksonville. Well, that's a good time to stop because 17 is the age that Martin turned on Friday, September 6th.